I don't see a clear line around a situation in which you do or don't use things. I think it's always a question of sort of who is choosing to tell it and for what purpose.
You have to develop your borderlines.
Yeah.
It's you who does it.
But your
borderlines might be somewhere different, and for Raoul,
but they're moving those. I think those borderlines are always in movement.
Yes, thanks God.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, and that's what I feel like. That's what I was trying to explore in Cameraperson, is sort of the way that there is.
There's one moment in Cameraperson where you're in a hospital in Africa, and a baby is born prematurely.
Yeah.
And we see the midwife trying to keep the baby alive.
Right.
Would you have shown that scene if the baby had died?
That scene actually exists in the film that was made, so I show it differently in the film that I have made.
Huh.
Look at me. He's looking at you as if he can understand. Look at the baby looking.
This is exactly sort of the core of my struggle. When you are filming, you do not know if a baby that you are filming will live or die, but what you do know is that you are in a hospital that doesn't have the resources that it needs, that you're watching someone work with an incredible amount of dignity to try to save a life. But also what that scene reveals is what I don't know about the world. One of the things that we thought about actively in the construction of this film was the way that it could point to all of the other films that existed that I was a part of making. And you know, I reached out to all the directors that I worked with and talked to them about, can I use this footage in my film? And it will be used differently in my film than it has been used in your film. You know, one of the things that for me, Cameraperson is a part of acknowledging that we all have these blind spots. We come into the world, we're born in a certain place, and within the context of a family that has violence in it or doesn't have violence in it. We live in a war zone or we don't live in a war zone. But little by little, we start to understand the world, and thanks to people who make films where we can identify with other people, see people who make us think, how did you get to be in that position? What's happening to you? Why do I love you in this film? You know, and I think that that's one of the things that, for me, has really been this constant effort, is like to understand, like, how can we love the people that we see in front of our camera. It's all shifting at all times, and that's part of what I wanted to explore with Cameraperson, is the way in which there are many stories going on simultaneously, both for the people in front of the camera and the people behind the camera.
I can't imagine that when you were kids, you imagined that you'd be documentary filmmakers. What did you want to do when you were kids?
Two things from the playground. One, in the school I was in, they would call for all the girls to line up first and come in. And then I realized at a certain point, all the boys got to stay out and play longer. And so I organized a strike among the girls and was like, basically, we're not coming in when we're called. And then the teacher came out and said, what's happening? And I said, hey, every day they get to come in after us. And she was like, okay, we're gonna add that up. So that was that. And then the other really significant, I wanted to play football too. Turns out I wanted to play tag football. And in the school I was in a very racially mixed world in the early 60s in the United States, because I was a Seventh-day Adventist. And there were, you know, a lot of sort of working class kids, white, Filipino, black, some Ethiopian kids. And every day for the football game, there was one white boy who would be the captain and one black boy who would be the captain. And the white boy would only pick white boys. And the black boy didn't have enough black boys to pick, so then he would finally pick me. And we would run plays, and every day our team would win. This really provoked me as a child, because I was like, why didn't they pick different teams? Every day they were faced with the same evidence over and over again. Like, you know, it's not working. This set of people who are all the same. Look at all these other skills and all these other wonderful people that there are, like, and cover somebody. Like, no one would cover me. And I would run and get in, like the way I got into this table. Hi, I'm Kirsten Johnson, the director of Cameraperson. Be sure to subscribe for more videos from The Hollywood Reporter.